Alright, what I'm going to show you guys to do now, I'm going to show you how to replace some wire in our welder. Now this is the Lincoln Electric wire that we're using. This is the 030, and we have a Harbor Freight welder, 90 amp welder, and I'm going to take you over there and I'm going to show you how to replace this. Alright, first thing you want to do is just remove the wire. I've already removed it, but I'm just going to show you. Just pull the wire out. You want to pull it out from the tip side. Okay, I'm going to take it down here to the welder, and I'm going to show you the process. Our old wire just, basically spooled out. So I'm going to show you how to replace this. Now, what you need to do, I've got the welder on. You want to take this wire out like this. And just be careful it doesn't unspool on you. Okay, and then you have a spring right here. You have a lock nut. This is a retainer nut, and you have the lock nut. So what I'm going to do is, it all just depends on how it's spooled up. Sometimes when you get these, they're spooled one way, and sometimes they're spooled another way. So if it's coming off this way, you need to put it upside down. If the spool is coming off on this side, you can put it in just like normal. So what you need to do is turn this upside down, okay, and then put it down in through the hole like that, okay. Now what I like to do is you have to kind of hold pressure so you don't want it to unspool itself, okay. And then put your retainer nut on and your lock nut. Okay, then I'm still holding the wire so that the wire doesn't come loose. Very important. Alright, now our next step, I'm still holding the wire tight. Alright, I want to just take and cut the wire. Now this is kind of the tricky part because you don't want it to unspool, but you need to cut it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hold the wire and the spool at the same time and cut that. Now, the whole idea is you need to keep this wire taut the whole time, okay? Otherwise, it'll unspool on you. That's where it becomes really unfun, okay? So just thread it in as far as it can go, okay? Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to count the threads. That's 5, okay? And then I'm going to pull it back over and open up the bearing. And you can see it's kind of starting to come through. I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. Alright, so now I'm still holding this wire taut. I'm holding the reel because I don't want it to unspool. You want to feed it through, get it started into this other shaft, or not other shaft, but this other line, and just kind of spin it until you can feel it spool up into the gun, okay? Right now it's not going to do anything until I close this bearing. Flip that back up. I got to close the wheel, tighten that back down, and it should kind of, as I'm pulling the trigger right here, it should start feeding it through, and just kind of hold it until you see it come through. And it's a good idea to make sure that your welder line is straight so that it doesn't jack up there, okay? You want to make sure that this isn't too tight. You got to kind of loosen it up. I'm going to back up here again. Alright, so here's my line, and I'm just going to make sure that it's tightening up. And what I like to do is just pull this off and see if you can see it start coming through. Now it should be feeding through the line, and it's going to take a little bit of time for it to come out. But just watch this and make sure that it doesn't unspool. It seemed like it's taking a little bit of time, but it's still coming through. I can still see it rolling through the line, so it should still be coming through. Okay, I can feel it. I can feel it spooling up. Okay, see it just came out? So it does take a little bit of time for it to feed through the line, so just As long as it's not back spooling here and it's not, you know, and it's still going through this line, it should come out and it'll be fine. And just take your cap, slide your cap back down, cut your line, and she's good to go. Ready to start welding again. And we just close the lid up and put her back to work.